Hello Internet, welcome to our last episode in Season 1 of Rants and Reviews. In this episode we're taking a look at the year just past and have a chat about how we did on our Goodreads challenge, which were our favourite books of the year, and which ones we didn't really enjoy. We also start our own mini book club and pick a book for the other person to read while we take a break. Stay tuned to find out which books we chose.
What are you currently reading?
I am currently reading Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, and I'm only... what am I? Okay, so I'm 207 pages in, and it's a... stand by, 514 page book, which is quite hefty, so am I halfway? No, just under halfway, but it's taking me over a week to get this far, and that stresses me out to no end, because, you know, I'm a decent paced reader. But, and it's not because I've just opened the book to where I am, and the next chapter is called Blue Stew, so now I want to keep reading. Put that away before this podcast doesn't happen. Yeah, it's just taken me so long because it's been so hectic and I haven't read a single page in about 4 days.
Yep.
Because I've been doing other Christmassy related things, and I'm just exhausted.
Yep.
And it's sad.
Yep. I feel you.
It's sad.
I feel you.
It's sad. Speaking of Christmassy though, I am also just picked up My True Love Gave to Me, which is short stories, which you have chosen for Bloggers Bookshelf
I have.
Book Club for December.
Yes.
Very Christmassy. And I suspect...
So far it's not been very Christmassy. I'm slightly disappointed, but I'm sure I'll get there.
Okay.
Yep.
Just like you, I have also skipped the first story because that is podcast listeners tuned back into our Rainbow Rowell episode. It is midnight. So we don't have to read that because we've read it.
No.
Possibly multiple times already.
I think I have only read it once, but I have read it this year, so I'm going to count it.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all?
That's all. Just two.
Yep. Don't worry. I just have two too.
Oh, amazing. Good.
Which is My True Love Gave to Me, and I'm still on Thunderhead. Although I don't think I was on Thunderhead last episode, but it feels like I've been on Thunderhead for ages because I have been.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you enjoying it though?
I am enjoying it.
Yeah.
I just don't have time to read.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, if I have any free time, it's mostly going to Christmas movies.
Which I feel is fair. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, like, it's December. I'm probably going to read less and watch more Christmas movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, although I am slightly disappointed that I'm probably not going to make it around to the Christmas book that I have. I think it's called A Christmas Party or something. It's one of those, you know, cheesy romance novels, I think. Mm-hmm. It had Christmas and it had a pretty cover, so I wanted it. And then it didn't arrive by Christmas last year, so I put it away.
Yes.
Ready for this year, but I don't think I'm going to get around to it.
I have one of those books as well. I've got Let It Snow, which is John Green and...
Ooh, yes. Is that good? Have you read it yet?
I have not read it, and I won that in a giveaway that I think Ria from Thoroughly Modern Millennial was running about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh.
And every Christmas I'm like, festive book. Should probably read that. But then I think I get put off because it's called Let It Snow, and I'm like, it's flipping boiling outside here in New Zealand at Christmas time. So, you know, it just hasn't felt right. And then I can't read a Christmas book in July. So...
Well, you can.
Well, I can.
And
hopefully I will one day. Is Maureen Johnson in there? Is that also her? Did I make that up?
Yes.
Who's the other one? Is there 3?
There's a Lauren.
Oh, okay.
It's going to load for me in a second. Lauren Miracle. Okay, no, it wasn't who I was thinking of.
Oh.
Is there another Christmassy book by John Green? Or is this just the one I'm thinking about?
That's the only one I know of. Unless you're just thinking of blue covers, in which case The Fault in Our Stars is also blue.
No, I think it is Let It Snow. And I just thought it was a different person, because I thought it was like someone I knew and I wanted to read. I'd read their books recently or something. Mm-hmm. But I can't remember. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. Yeah. So yes, and Thunderhead is my number 50 book of the year. So I'm slightly excited to finish that.
That's so good. These 2 books are, what are they? 75 and 76 for me, which is flippin' insane, I know, but
what?
I blame my kind of binge reading Marvel's Runaways this year.
Yeah.
But having said that, and with the complete intentions to read volumes 1 to 10, which I got out from the library, I only read 7 of them, so
7 out of 10 is kind of a
like
good
I
effort,
feel
though.
yeah, I'm like happy with that. But also the reason I started reading them was because of Rainbow Rowell's new like writing of the like, kind of like a revamp or something of it. So I bought that and I was like, I'll go back and I'll read the original ones. But then I didn't get to the end, so now I'm like, well, can I read this one? I don't know. What if I miss some critical point in the storyline in volumes 8 to 10 or 11? I can't remember how many there were.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read it, so
Maybe
I can't
I'll just
say.
have to re-request them from the library.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm really sorry, Auckland library staff, but I need those back. Thank you.
I don't feel bad doing that.
No.
Like, no. I've done that with a few audiobooks, so I don't think actually anybody knows apart from the computer, but...
Yeah, that's true. Oh, speaking of audiobooks, 2 now in the past, 3 months, I've started and can't finish because I've forgotten about them, and off they go from Overdrive. So, technically, I should be up to, books 77 and 78, but I'm not because of those 2, which I lost into the void. So
yeah, I feel like that sometimes happens with audiobooks because you can forget about them and then they're gone. Because while you get 21 days, it's not long enough to remember about them.
It should be enough because you can read 3 physical books in that time.
Yeah,
But no.
it should be because they don't take that long.
No,
really.
And also when you bump up the speed, not quite so they sound like chipmunks, but 1.5 or something, 1.75 if you're feeling super ambitious, then it shouldn't take that long.
No, the 1.75 I normally go on unless they sound awful.
Yeah.
They read faster than me, so I should realistically be able to
exactly
listen. But I guess I listen mainly at work, so I do have to pause it quite often.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I also have to be into it because I've kind of ever since listening to Magonia, I haven't really listened to anything else because I've just been.
Did that put you off?
Yeah. It was just a struggle to get through, but I was like, I want to finish it.
Yeah.
I want it to get better, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. Maybe we need an episode of books that thoroughly let us down.
Yes, that will be a good idea for next season. So you're on 75, did you say? 74 and 75?
75 and 76 right now. Yeah.
Because we both had the same Goodreads challenge, didn't we?
Yes.
Of 45. And I'm only just about 4 over that.
Okay, yeah, but if you take off all the comics, that's 7.
That's still heaps.
Yeah. I guess it's still over 70, isn't it? Oh, no, just under.
Just under, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened this year. And I feel like also this year I've been way busier than usual too, so I don't...
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't slept this year. Who knows?
Have you eaten?
Well, yeah, nachos, remember?
Have you took a break?
Oh, man, I don't even know.
I feel like I haven't read it as much as I did last year and the year before, but technically I have read more. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what happened.
Maybe they're shorter books this year.
Maybe. I don't know. It'd be interesting to do a little infographic about what the books I read this year and what I marked them and how long they were. Yeah. Kind of like the one they do for Bloggers Bookshelf thing.
Oh, yeah, because there's there's one you can find on Goodreads, right?
What?
Yeah, there's one. They make one for you.
Is that the one for your books for your lifetime, all your books on your shelves?
Yeah, but then they also do a reading challenge one, for the.
Ooh, no, I've not seen this.
I'm 90% sure because I've definitely seen it before, and I think it's for the challenge. But I don't know if it comes out if they make it available at the end of December or not.
Oh. No, that sounds familiar.
This was your longest book, and this was your shortest book, and this was your most 5-star book.
I remember that.
And that's quite cool.
Goodreads has also reminded me that I'm also currently reading It by Stephen King.
Are you still reading that?
Yeah.
Is it because it's absolutely terrifying because it's about clowns?
No, it's not scary. It's just, it's a bit boring. And it's really long.
Sorry, Stephen.
I think, let's see how far through I am. I'm 10% through, and I've got 21 hours left of reading. Oh, wait, no, sorry. 21 hours and 47 minutes left of reading. 10%
through it. Here, I thought you were 70% done or something.
No.
Oh my gosh. Maybe you should just bail on it.
I kind of have. I just haven't removed it from Goodreads.
Yeah. Yeah, just like Cinder,
like-
which I was reading on audiobook. It's still there,
Yeah.
sitting
yeah.
hopefully.
So we have both completed our Goodreads challenge.
Booyah!
Yes, we did it ages ago, but
Do I need to like bump it up next year?
yeah. Because I bumped it up this year, halfway through the year. Because I only had 40, because I did... My goal last year was 35, and I think I did like 40.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll do 40 this year. And then I bumped it up to 45 around like June time. And now I'm at like 50. So maybe I'll just go for 50 next year.
Yeah, maybe. But then, see, I always think that too. I'm like, I'll just bump it up. But then it's kind of pleasing when you go way over.
Yeah,
You're like-
yeah. Because I've seen a few of my Goodreads friends, they put their book challenge as 1. So it wasn't really a challenge. They didn't want to like force themselves to read.
Yeah.
But now they're like at like 40, 50 books, and it's like 50,000% or whatever it is.
yeah.
It's like, why bother?
Why?
At least have some aim.
Yeah.
That's one goal of 2018 that I ticked off my list.
Yeah.
I didn't tick them all off, but I ticked my Goodreads challenge off.
Exactly.
But I did also have another book-related resolution for this year, which was to read 5 classics that I haven't read before,
Oh, nice.
and I managed that.
Yes.
I think I did 6, possibly. But this kind of leads on to the vow to reads section.
Yes.
Because 2 of them were on my vow to reads.
Okay. And so the vow to read things is something we do on Bloggers Bookshelf. And at the beginning of every year, we choose 5 books that we vow to read throughout the year. And hopefully we get there. Normally I don't. So what were the 2 that were on yours?
To Kill a Mockingbird and Murder on the Orient Express.
Nice.
So I did both of those.
Well done. Did you do any of the others?
I did. I've actually read 4 of them so far.
Nice.
And the 5th one I am hopefully getting for Christmas, so
Yeah.
I should hopefully get it in before 2019
Fingers crossed.
starts. But if I don't get it for Christmas, I'll probably like obtain it
Yes.
at Christmas and try and read it
Yeah.
for our next season, because that's A Conjuring of Light.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yep.
Do it.
I really need to get around to it.
Yes.
So, yes, I will complete that. And then the other 2 I had was The Hate You Give and To All the Boys I Loved Before,
Nice.
which we have talked about many times.
Yes, we
So I
have.
won't go into it, but I did it.
Yeah.
So I should complete them.
Yeah,
I should.
That's really impressive. Because I think we've done this on Bloggers Bookshelf for... I don't know if we've done it for the whole many years. How many years are we up to?
6? Is it 6?
I want to say 6. But I don't know if we've done it every year. But regardless, every year we have done it, I've never got 5. I think I kind of settle around 3. But this year I did 4, and I'm quite pleased with myself. So they
Well
were... Thank you. They were Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, because that was his new book this year. Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo, which I chose last month for Bloggers Bookshelf Book Club. Partly because I just really needed to read that, and it was like the perfect like short stories. It's like, bam, good. Thank you.
Yep.
My other one, Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. So that's number 4 in the Throne of Glass series.
Yep.
And I read that back in January. That seems to be my theme. Like every January I read the next one in that series. But I really need to like speed up because I'm going to see her in April for the Auckland Writers Festival. So I have to actually read those.
Super exciting.
I know. And then The Glass Spare by Lauren DeStefano, which was pretty cool. And I got that in an Owl Crate subscription box last year. So that was one of theirs last year. That was really good.
Yep.
So my one that I haven't read yet, which has been on my list of books to read since the beginning of time itself, and that is the first Percy Jackson book. And it's on my, and I know it, and it's right there, and I can see it right now, and it's only like 12 pages long, so I should be able to pick it up and read it.
I might have to change my book.
Oh no, your book for what?
For our little book club that we're going to make each other read.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to change it, but we'll come to that later.
Okay, good.
We'll get to that later.
Good, yeah.
Do you plan on reading it before the end of the year?
Theoretically, but it's already, it's already,
It's
like,
the
we're
10th
halfway
today.
through, yeah. So, and if I'm only halfway through Muse of Nightmares, and then I've got, like, all these other books. Although, having said that, actually, oh no, you know what? No, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Mostly because I've still got to read Dry by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. And also, I still have, which I mentioned last episode, A Sorrow, Fierce and Falling, which is book 3 of the Kingdom on Fire by Jessica Clue's book, which I got from the library, and I managed to renew it, so it's not due until January. However, gotta read that, so... Oh, man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, probably not, eh? Sorry, Percy. Again, I'm sorry.
Yep. Maybe put him on next year's.
Yeah, I think he will just keep going on the list. Maybe next year I'll just do the Percy Jackson series as my 5. Because that's 5, right? There's 5 in the main series in the first one. I should just do that. I should just do that.
I mean, maybe read the first one first to see if you actually like them.
Oh, but I know that I'll like it because it's Greek mythology, and I absolutely loved that at school and university, and it's like, but
it is excellent, but
yeah. And then we actually have things to talk about next season because it's not just you reading them. Then I can jump in.
I'll be on the third series next season. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so what are your 5 favourite reads of 2018?
Okay, my 5 favourite, I've narrowed it down to Ready Player One, What If It's Us, Scythe / probably adding Thunderhead to that, but I haven't finished it yet, so, you know. I'm going to stick with Scythe for now. The Hate You Give, and the Heroes of Olympus series, which I have not finished yet, but it will be.
Yeah, and how many books are in that one?
5.
Oh, okay, great. Is that a thing? Are they always 5?
No, because the one after this is the Kane Chronicles, which is 3.
Oh, yeah.
And then the one after that is the Trials of Apollo, and that's also 3.
Ah.
And then I think I'm done.
But what about the Magnus Chase series?
Oh,
is that
yeah,
similar?
that's it's kind of not in the series of the people, but it's kind of like an off series, but I don't actually know how many are in there, but...
Yeah, like a spin-off.
Yeah. So, I think all of these series kind of involve... Maybe not the main characters the same, but, they involve people of,
Yep, they're
all the same kind of background people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of lead off from each other, which is why when I read the first of the Trials of Apollo series, I kind of got spoilers for the entire Heroes of Olympus series.
Yeah. Well done.
So I know exactly what's going to happen in the next book, but, it's a kid's book, so you could kind of guess anyway that they were going to win, and,
Yeah.
people may die, but not everybody's going to die. It's not Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So, why did you pick the other ones then? We know about your love of Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think I want to say my favourite book of the year is probably Scythe.
Really? It's good, right?
Yeah. I haven't had a good dystopian kind of a book for a while.
Yeah.
And it solved that need of mine. I just needed a little bit, and it gave what it needed, and that was good. And then I can't really remember why I liked Ready Player One. I just really liked it.
It was a really good book.
And I think the fact that I hated the movie kind of made me like it more.
Which I still haven't watched. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I know.
It's fine. You don't have to watch anymore because we've done the episode. And then What If It's Us and The Hate You Give were just good. I don't know. They were just... I think they were just better than the other ones on my list. So I think I did those. So my highly commended, also 5 stars, were Mythos, The Hidden Oracle, which is the first one of the series that I was talking about, and A Year at Hotel Gondola by Nikki Pellegrino.
Yeah. Okay. Where's that one set? Is that in Italy as well?
Yes, Venice.
Okay.
As you maybe tell from the gondola.
Oh, yes. That makes sense.
So that was good. I like that one. It's kind of, it wasn't as good as the other one that I've read, but it was good still. Yep.
Yeah. And better than When in Rome, which is not to be confused with the movie by the same name, as we discovered. Yeah.
Yes. No, so much better than that. So much better.
Yeah.
I think, what's the name of the... Under Italian Skies, that's it.
Yes, yeah. I think that's probably the only one that I would recognise of hers, I think. But I haven't read anything by her.
Yep. No, I didn't know she existed before I read that one.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And so then I just bought all the other ones that I've seen of hers.
Yeah.
In $2 shops and book fairs and stuff.
Yeah.
And whenever she pops up on the review list, I'm like, yes, that one, please.
Yes, I would like that one.
So it's just good. Yeah, I think that's
you.
Me.
That was your favorite.
That's
those
me.
are good picks, and nearly all of them are different. In fact, 75%. Is that a number? No, wait, 80%. Only one is the same.
75% is a number.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not the number I wanted. I wanted 100 divided by 5, which is 20 and not 25. So therefore 80% of said list is different. But my one that's the same is Side by Neil Schusterman because it was just so good. And I think it was one of those books where, you're right, it was like a good dystopian novel, but it also, like, it really made you think as well about, you know, morality and death and whether we should have control over it and everything. Oh, it was just so good.
And plus it was different to all the other kind of dystopian things that came out, because they were all slightly similar. Yeah,
and I'm definitely glad it came out 2018 when that's kind of died off a little bit. Yeah. Because I feel like
definitely.
it might have got swallowed up in the masses back 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
So well done, Neil. Well done. My other ones were The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell, which is a complete, like, fluke read, because I didn't know it existed until I saw it on, who was it? One of the websites, and I requested it. And I read it and I loved it. And you guys can flick back to our guest episode with Rhea and Erin to hear more of my thoughts on that. My other favourite books have been The Anger of Angels by Cheryl Jordan, and she's a New Zealand writer, and that was that one about kind of medieval jesters, which was, I really enjoyed that one. Also one that would make a good movie. Head back to the movie episode to hear me talk about that. City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, and this is a middle grade book. And I don't think I've ever given, like, 5 stars to a middle grade book before. But I think mostly because it's her, and her writing is amazing, and her crafting of words and stuff is amazing as well. So definitely love that one. And then my last fifth pick, my last of the 5, is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green.
Ooh, I still haven't read it.
Oh, it's just, I know,
just really in, like, cool. The last episode I said I was, like, picking it up, but it just went straight back down again.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
Definitely fun.
But I'm looking forward to it now. You've given it such a great review.
Yeah, and so then I also have a list of, like, highly recommended, but it's quite long, and you've already mentioned some of them. Ready Player One is on that one, and Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. To All the Boys I Loved Before. I really enjoyed Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, which is a graphic novel, which I read this year. Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller, and Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart, which was, I think, one of the first books that I would have mentioned in this podcast. I think it was back in
I remember you mentioning.
Yeah, so they were all high 4s or 5s, I think. So I feel like I've done, like, really well this year in terms of good books.
Yeah, because last year I had a really bad year and I didn't get many good books, but this year's been good.
And I always wonder, is that because we're, like, picking them better, or because there are better books coming out?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I'm just picking better books, personally.
Maybe. You kind of have narrowed down what you really enjoy.
Yeah. And, like, I've been talking to you and all the other people more about all the books and all the good books and stuff. Instead of just going to the library and be like, oh, this looks good. Oh, this looks good. Whereas it's not actually that good.
Yeah. Making, like, a pile of, like, 10 average books.
Yeah, those kind of things. Or, like, reading $2 shop books that look okay.
Yes.
Or, you know, I've actually been reading stuff that has good recommendations. And it turns out I like them too.
Yes. Yeah, true.
And it helps that we have, like, very similar tastes. Because I feel like I follow quite a lot of book blogs and book YouTubes and stuff that they don't actually have the same taste as me.
Yeah.
So I'm just, like, watching their videos or reading their book haul or book review posts. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't read this.
Yeah, I think it's good that we have, like, similar tastes, but then they also differ slightly. Like, I'm probably never going to read a Nikki Pellegrino book. Yeah. But you're probably never going to read, like, I don't know, something, I don't know. What would you read? Like, super intense fantasy or something. Yeah. Which I would read. Which just reminds me, I have to read the second book in The Name of the Wind series by Patrick Rothfuss, because that was incredible, and that book is The Wise Man's Fear, so maybe I'll actually put that on my vow to read next. Anyway, that just reminded me of that.
I'm gonna have to have a really good think about my vow to read next year and not just throw any old book on. So is there any that you didn't like?
There aren't, no, there weren't that many. This year I read 3 that I probably gave only 1 or 2 stars to. The first one was Beast by Lisa Jensen. Sorry, Lisa, just really didn't like the take on Beauty and the Beast, which is really sad because it's one of my favorite Disney movies, and perhaps that's why I didn't like it. No, there were lots of reasons I didn't like it.
Have you read Beastly?
No, I haven't.
It's good. I liked
Is that one
it.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe I
And there's
have.
also a movie.
Yeah, okay, with what's his face in it? That blonde guy. Is he in that?
I want to say yes, but I have no idea.
Okay. I'm like trying to picture the cover of the movie. Like the promotional posters or whatever.
Yeah, I can't think. Oh, let me Google it. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, it is. It's Alex Pettyfer, is it?
Oh
Let me
yeah,
see.
the same guy who was in the number 6 movie.
Anyway, yes, that's one.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't like Lisa Jensen's version of Beast. The other one I didn't like was Dividing Eden by Joelle Charbonneau.
Okay.
Yep. I mainly got it because the cover was so awesome, and I really liked the cover, which is terrible, but also something I do very often. I will take a picture, podcast listeners, and post it on our Instagram because it's a very cool cover. But it just wasn't that great a book. I don't really remember it because I blocked it out of my mind, but that's okay. The other book was #Famous by Jilly Gagnon. So this was a audiobook that I grabbed from the library, and maybe it was because I read it for the first time in audio, and I think I've mentioned before, like, I struggle reading books for the first time on audio because I don't pay attention as well, but it just wasn't my jam. It was about like social media and becoming #famous pretty much. So I think those 3 books were my least favorite of the year.
Yeah.
What about you?
I wrote down the books that I put 2 stars or less, and then I realised that there was quite a few that I actually didn't finish.
Okay,
So I just quickly, while you were talking, gone through my Goodreads to find notes. But the ones I actually finished were Magonia, which we've talked about, which was bad and don't recommend.
It was just weird, you guys. It was just weird.
Yeah. It's like, if you've read it, you know what we're on about. It's just...
I feel like the concept was so good, and yet it just fell short somehow.
Yeah, it just let you down. You expected it to be so much better than it actually was, and you didn't expect them to open their chests and let a bird fly through, and yeah.
It sounds as weird. It is as weird as it sounds.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah. No. And the other one I had that I finished was My Mad Fat Teenage Diary.
Oh, yeah? Didn't they make a show out of that?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what, because I watched the show, so I was like, I picked up the book, because I've been wanting to read it for ages, and it's kind of like I think it's kind of like a teen book, but it was really bad.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if it was just like because it was a teen book, or if it was, I don't know, but if you want to get into the story, I totally more recommend the TV show than the book. And the 3 that I didn't finish was From Twinkle with Love.
Yeah.
And The End of Loneliness by Benedict Wells, which I got from review, and it's apparently really good. Like, it's got 4.5 stars on Goodreads, but I just couldn't get into it. I only got like 10-20% through. And then I didn't finish Early Riser, but I think that's more because I couldn't get into it and I was reading other books at the same time. So I feel like I'm going to go back to that one, whereas the other 2 I don't think I'm going to go back to. So I'm not going to put that one in the didn't like pile yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it another chance, I think. I think that was it. The rest of them were either, 3 stars or above, which I think was pretty good.
No, I just realised that this year I read an entire series, and that's very unlike me. As I said before, it takes I only read 1 book in a series a year, like the Sarah J. Maas one. But this year I read the entire Fallen Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes, which I really enjoyed. Like, the writing wasn't great, and the characters were ho-hum, but I really liked the story, so that's why I kind of powered through, and at the beginning of the year I read, I think, all 6 of them pretty much in a row.
Damn, 6?
Yeah, pretty much in a row, except for I think I read something between books 5 and 6 because it wasn't available at the library yet or something. Yeah. Or it had just come out or something like that.
How big are they?
All the ones I read were hardcover, so they seemed bigger than I think they were. But they were probably, grab a book for reference, I want to say they're probably 300, 350, probably between 350 and 400, I reckon.
So decently sized.
Yeah, but super easy to read. Maybe because the writing wasn't, like, superb. But yeah, I really enjoyed that world. Yeah, so I was just wondering if there are any series that you started and finished this year. Like, have you done that with Percy Jackson?
If I read the last book in the series, I will have completed the Heroes of Olympus series.
Nice.
Does mean I have to finish it, but I think I probably will.
Yeah.
Because I want to know how it ends, and probably maybe not my next book, but maybe the one after that. So maybe during the Christmas break.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe you'll get some reading in there.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm gonna be way behind, and I'll still be reading Thunderhead on our next series.
Yeah.
Next season.
Like, hey guys, about that.
I've read a few pages since.
Woo. Yeah. I don't think I started any series this year. Unless you count, like, Scythe and Thunderhead. But I don't know, there's going to be a third one, isn't there? Is that a trilogy?
Is there?
I don't remember. So if it is going to be a trilogy. Anyway, so I think that was the only first book of a series that I read this year, actually. Oh no, that's a complete lie. That's like 100% a lie. Because I've just, like, seen on my lists of books that I really enjoyed, ones that I've already listed, like The Glass Sphere is the first in a series, and The Cruel Prince is the first in a series, and The Last Magician, the first in a series. But perhaps I haven't, like, started and read multiple books in one series this year, other than Fallen Kingdoms. So
I read Magonia, which is the first in a series that I'm never going to finish again.
Nope.
Carry On is Simon Snow #1.
Yes, it is, but it wasn't. It didn't used to be, and I'm excited. I know that you didn't love it as much as I did, but
oh, it's still good. I'd still read the second one.
Okay, good. I'm so excited. We can talk about that next season.
And then I've also read Wonder, which is the first in a series.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't know if I'd read the next few, to be honest. I don't think I'd get around to it.
Yeah.
And then, apparently Ready Player One is #1 in Ready Player One series.
What?
What? What is this about a second?
But I feel like I was okay with the ending.
It ended. Oh, Untitled Ready Player One 2. When is this coming out?
1, 2.
It doesn't say when it's coming out. Yeah, so I have no idea when that's coming out. What else did I read? And the only other one is To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Oh, of course. I too have read that, so
yes,
my empty list was a complete lie.
We'll be reading the other two.
Yes.
When I get round to it.
I have sequels on here as well, but I read quite a few sequels. But I feel like this year I also read a lot of standalones.
Yeah, I seem to read quite a few. Hang on a second. Apparently, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe is #1 as well.
What?
Why?
This is all news to me.
Oh, there's going to be a second one.
Oh, okay, so it's not out yet.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's just another one that has, like, a new second one.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it needed, but I don't know if I'd read that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there any you reread this year?
Were we planning on doing a major reread next year? I feel
I feel like we need to.
Yeah.
And are we including audiobooks in that reread list?
Yes.
Okay, great, perfect. Good.
It doesn't matter how you read them.
Great, good. I'm happy with that.
Which leads me on to the next point, is that audiobooks have been great this year, and they do count as books. And I don't care if you listen to them or read them, as long as you're consuming the book and consuming the story.
Right, as long as you're getting the story.
And you know what happens, then it's totally cool.
Exactly.
That's fine. I don't care.
Despite the fact that I have always there's so many books I want to reread, this year I reread 5, and I think that's a record for everything in my life except for Harry Potter.
Yeah. I was going to say, because usually I reread the Harry Potters at least like once a year, but this year I've kind of given them a miss, so maybe next year it might be a nice...
Yeah, I feel like I need to read at
least them again. Yeah. I might read them through the illustrated versions.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I got the Prisoner of Azkaban for Christmas last year.
Yeah, me
and
too.
I've still barely looked at it.
Yeah.
So I think rereading it will be great. And then, 'cause it's like my favourite movie, but not my favourite books, so it might be good to go back to the book and see what it's like.
Back into that,
So maybe I'll put that on my vow to reread.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Does it count as a reread if it's the illustrated version that I haven't read?
Yeah, totally, 100%. All the books I reread, though, bar one, were on audio.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that I reread that wasn't on audio was on Kindle, which was Unwind by Neil Shusterman. Have you read that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that. I say that every time we talk about it, and so I don't realise that was by him, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I read that book when I was in England, so 2013 or 14, maybe? No, 12 or 13. But I wanted to keep reading the series, but I was like, okay, I have to reread the first one. So I read that while I was overseas this year, and enjoyed it just as much, but now I still haven't read the next one. So this is like me and Eragon all over again. Like every time I'm like, okay, I must read the last Eragon book, but then I'm like, okay, but I have to read the previous 3 to remind myself what's happening, but then I never get to book 4. So who knows what happens? I don't.
Yeah, I have 1, 2, and 4, and I've only read 1, so...
Yeah. It's funny how you always end up with gaps in your series.
Yeah. I have so many gaps in my series. Like, I think I have 4 or 5 out of 7 Game of Thrones books, but I have, like, 1, 2, 4, 6, or 5 and 7 or something like that.
Is it because you pick them up at op shops and...
Yeah.
And stuff, the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan is 13 or 14 books long, and I've only read books 1 to 4, and that was a long time ago. But I'm like you, I'm missing like 3 or 4 books scattered throughout the entire series. So every time I'm at a book fair, but they have to be the same covers now because there's so many, so you can't just have a random one that's completely different.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, my goal to find all the Wheel of Time books in the same cover. Lovely.
Yep.
So wait, did you reread any books this year?
Possibly, but none that I can remember.
Cool.
I tried to not reread this year.
Yeah.
I tried to read lots of new ones, but I probably did one at least. But I actually don't think I did. No, I reread none.
None. Lovely.
No.
Well done. I feel like that's great.
All my books were new. That is actually pretty good. That's actually pretty well done by me.
Do you normally reread a couple each year other than Harry Potter?
Yeah. Other than Harry Potter, I do normally have a couple that I will just pick up and reread. Normally they're like kids' books, or like there's a few Jacqueline Wilson books that I tend to pick up just for like a breather in between books. I'm like, yes, I love this book. I'm gonna reread it.
No, I'm really bad. Except for when it comes to audiobooks, apparently I'm good at rereading that.
Yep.
Yeah. Were there any graphic novels or comics that you read this year?
No.
Yes, you're lying.
Am I lying?
You read Ghost this year. The Sheets.
No, yes, I did. Sheets, yes.
About the
I'm
ghost,
sorry.
yeah?
I was like, I can't remember them. But yes, I did Sheets. I think that was the only one, though, because I can't really remember any. Because I did go through a phase, I want to say 2 years ago, where I read quite a bit, which I read, like, Nimona and the Lumberjane series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I kind of didn't fall out of love with them, but just couldn't find anything else. And then, I feel like next year would be a good year for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because like last year I read the Mouse series, which was really good.
The Mouse series?
Yeah, which is a survivor's tale of a guy and his wife living and surviving in Hitler's Europe.
And this is a graphic novel.
Yeah, it's addressing the horrors of the Holocaust through cartoons, which the Germans are cats and the Jews are mice.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And it's really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and that was last year, so I'm going to try find some cool ones for next year.
Yeah.
Because there was one recently, I think, that I saw that looked really good, but I can't remember it because I'm useless. But I'm also I don't know if did I say this in this last episode? But I've been reading a webcomic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw you like tweet about it or something.
It's called Lore Olympus, and it's really good, and it's about, you know, the Greek myths, because, you know, I love them, and Greek goddesses, and it's all about how Persephone and Hades got together.
Oh, cool.
So I don't think it's like a true story. Well, You know,
Yeah, I don't think it's a true story.
I don't think it's like...
It's, loosely based on real events.
Not what I meant, but that's what I came out. I think it's like just a total made up story, not any of the previous ideas and stuff. But
myths that have
it's
been
really
written.
cool.
Yeah,
and it's cool because all the characters are very different to what you read about before, and they're cool. And I totally recommend it. And and now I've got to the point where it gets updated every week, and I can't wait for Sunday because the new episode. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was Sunday yesterday.
It was.
Ooh. Okay, I might read that after this.
Yeah, cool, great, good.
Read the new episode.
And we will link that up for you, podcast listeners.
Yep, definitely recommend.
So you can find it as well. My graphic novels or comics were the 7 volumes of Runaways, and Nimona, which I've already mentioned, and then The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wong, which was quite cute. I think I gave it like a 3-star. Like, it was cute. The pictures were really cool. I liked the story. But it was like set in Paris, I think, at like the turn of the century or something. I remember that line being in it. But the language in the comic was like definitely not Paris at the turn of the century type thing. So I think that's why I bumped down a couple of stars for me. But that was the review on Bloggers Bookshelf that was featured in Blogosphere magazine this year, which was really exciting for Bloggers Bookshelf. So yeah, but then they had taken out, I had made the same comment in the review about the language not being Paris at the turn of the century, but they had taken out in the Blogosphere magazine version, they had taken out the word not, and so it seemed like I struggled with it because it was language of Paris at the turn of the century.
Oh.
Not because I struggled. It was like the complete opposite of what I meant.
Why did they edit it?
And I saw it and I was like, why did you edit that out? Like, what? So I was like bummed about that.
That's weird.
Yeah. But it didn't have my name on it. It just has Bloggers Bookshelf name on it. But I'm still like annoyed because it makes me sound like, I don't know, like super simple. Because it sounded like the language was really difficult when it was way easy and not the right language of the time. Anyway, that's my rant for Rants and Reviews this week, team. Just magazine editors changing things without consulting you.
They shouldn't. They should get the content and just, if there's some obvious mistakes, like spelling mistakes and stuff.
Yeah, like spelling and grammar I can get.
Not literally changing the whole meaning.
The whole sentence. Ugh! Anyway, but that was super exciting this year.
Yep.
So that Bloggers Bookshelf was in the Blogosphere magazine. Moving quickly along before I, self-combust.
Please don't.
Yeah, I won't. Cool, what a year.
Yep.
So, we're doing our own little mini book club.
We are.
And we have picked a book for the other person to read, which we will chat about in episode 1 of season 2, hopefully.
Yep, if we've read them.
If we've read them.
Hopefully we will.
Otherwise, we'll push that back because, time.
Yep.
I really struggled, and I don't think I've, nailed down which book I want you to read yet, because I have a couple.
But we have to announce it right now.
I know. And so you're going to announce it, and I'm going to be like, wow, and then I'm going to make a split decision.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
Okay. That means I have to decide.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I was going to say, because you didn't have time for Percy Jackson, I'm going to go with this one, but I'm like, you're not going to have time to read this one either.
But I will make time.
Okay.
I will bump it up the to be read list.
I've decided, because I want you on my team, so I can finally talk about it with you, I want you to read A Court of Thorns and Roses.
And I will definitely, because now I have been told to read it.
Yep.
Oh, good.
And I really hope you like it, because if you don't like it, I'm going to really, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Otherwise we're going to have a lot of anger next year. Welcome to season 2. We're having arguments.
I will accept it if you don't like it, but I also don't know if I will ever not be able to talk about it again, because, you won't like it, and it'll be really sad.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty safe choice, because it's Sarah J. Maas, and I love her other books, even though I haven't finished them. Oh, gosh. I'm, so torn. There's 3 books that I am torn between, and I'm not going to tell you what they are.
Do you want to pick,
However, one is,
Do you want to pick, like number them and I have to pick like 1, 2, or 3?
Oh no, because 2 of them you see at the beginnings of series, but the series kind of go together. And I kind of want you to read one over the other one because I like it more. However, I feel like The World is better if you start with the other one. And then the other one's just a complete different one. Okay, now you know what? I'm going to make you read. Do you want me to tell you what the other 2 books are once I've told you what I'm going to get you to read?
Yes, because I will put them on my to-read list if they're not on there, and I will get to them eventually.
They already are on there. But you can read A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee.
Okay.
Which is, yep, it's great, and I loved it. And I actually read this book last year, but I've recently picked up the second book in the series, which is A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. And it's a fun book about 3 people, so a brother, sister, and their friend, and they go off on their travels around Europe. Yep. And it's just really fun. Yeah, it's a fun read.
I do really want to read that, so that's good.
Yes, good. Okay,
cool.
Good decision.
What were the other 2?
So the other 2 were gonna be both Leigh Bardugo books. So the Shadow and Bone series, the first in that. And then the other one, which I like better, which is Six of Crows.
Okay, yep.
And you haven't read either of them, have you?
No, I haven't.
Because you haven't read anything by her?
No.
Perfect.
I will stick one on my voucher to read.
See, okay, good. I would start with Shadow and Bone just because you get a bigger overview of the world, and then when you come to Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which is the duology, then you recognise it a bit more. Yeah. Also, is there a character? I feel like there might be a character who shows up in the Six of Crows duology who's in the Shadow and Bones series. So best to read it in that order.
Cool.
Yay! Woo! And if podcast listeners, you want to read along with us,
yes, do.
You can tag us on Instagram or send us a tweet at Rants and Reviews and at Rants and Reviews Pod in that order.
So please do, because that'll be fun if we all read together.
Yes, it will be. Or if you've already read them, please don't give us spoilers, but also when we come back to talk about it, feel free to send in your thoughts then.
Yes.
So we are spoiler free.
Yep.
For 2019.
Definitely. Yes. So that is it, apart from the fact that we want your feedback.
Yes, we would love your feedback on the first season of Rants and Reviews.
What you would like to see in season 2. I will get it one day.
Part 2.
Season 2.
The second part.
Yes. Next year. What would you like next year?
Yeah, what type of podcast episodes did you enjoy more than others? Yeah. Like review kind of a couple of books, or themed ones like our Halloween posts, etc, etc.
We will post a link to a feedback formy thing on Twitter and Instagram and in the show notes, and all the places you can find us, we will link you, and we really would like your feedback so we can make it better. Yes. Please.
Definitely.
A Christmas present to us. Happy Christmas.
Yay, Christmas present.
If you want shorter episodes or longer episodes, or if you want us to review a particular book, or try and get some authors on to interview, all that kind of stuff, if you want to come on, tell us. Or just tweet us. Tweet us your feedback.
Yes, do all the things.
All the things. Yep. If you can't be bothered doing the form, just tweet us.
Social media is so easy to contact us these days.
And that's a wrap. Here we are at the end of the final episode of Season 1. I'm pretty amazed we made it this far. We'll be back in the new year with Season 2, so in the meantime, be sure to send us your feedback through the feedback form or via social media. Plus, keep an eye out as we may have some bloopers coming your way very soon.